now that we're here as a staff, we're going to go into this first athlete's room and see what kind of nutritional choices these guys are making.
Conditioning, open up, let's go!
Protein! Whose room is this?
It's my room.
How you do nutritionally?
Not too bad.
We'll see about that.
Now that we found out who lives in here, let's see what they're eating. Alright, so as you see here, some choices right here. For protein, they got eggs. Eggs is a great choice of protein in the morning. Wake up, throw it with some oatmeal. That's a great meal, number one. They also have ground beef here. We found this in the fridge. When we're buying ground beef, we want to make sure to stay as lean as possible, so have the highest percentage of protein but the lowest percentage of fat possible. And we also have chicken here. Chicken, very lean. You're hardly going to find any fat on it, and it's a great form of protein also. Aside from these three choices, the ground beef, the chicken, and the eggs, what are some other sources of protein that they should
We got
be eating?
things like the ground turkey, and your fish, your tilapia, your salmon, things like that, your tuna. These are all going to be really accessible, cheaper to find at like Sweet Bay or Publix. These are all great choices, things that are accessible. The eggs, perfect for early in the morning. Chicken, low in fat content, and it's going to be nice, easy. It's going to be something delicious. So these are some good choices we got here.
Alright, so aside from the proteins that we pulled out here, we got our chicken, our ground beef, our eggs, and you also touched on some other things like salmon. What do you think about protein shakes? Let's go ahead and let them know a little bit about that.
Protein shakes, I want to use them more as something that we don't have to rely on. I want to focus more on our meals, the timing of meals, getting our proteins in through our meats and our chicken and stuff like that. But protein shakes are a great source. They're good for before practice, when you just finished lifting, you need to replenish something. Our muscles are being broken down, they're being torn apart while we're lifting. That's the whole process of lifting. Your body's going into a catabolic state, and we need to get it out of that. To get it out of that, we need to shift it over to an anabolic state and start rebuilding that by providing our body with some source of protein, whether it be through our protein shakes, through our meats, through our chicken, stuff like that. And in all honesty, they're great, they're quick, you can grab them on the go, get to practice, but we want to make sure that we're getting something into our body at least a half hour to 45 minutes after our lift. We need to bring something back.
So what you're saying is, due to all that breaking down that we're doing during lifting, we need this protein, which is going to help us rebuild and replenish?
Exactly. That's exactly what we're doing with this.
Alright, so now that we've touched on proteins, the next thing we need to do is talk about carbs. Carbs are your primary energy source. That's where you get your energy so you can perform your lifts, perform at practice. Anytime you're moving around, you need that energy, and where we're going to get it from is our carbs.
So here's some good sources of carbs. Rice, excellent source of carbs. Whole wheat bread is another good source of carbs. And oatmeal is great for in the morning before your practices.
Alright, so Zach just handed me a bunch of carbs. I'm going to explain to you why you need carbs during your day. Carbs are your energy source. You need them when you wake up, before you practice, before your games. Which when you don't need them is late at night. I'm going to explain to you what type of carbs you should be getting. This right here is brown rice. Brown rice, we prefer brown rice over the white rice because it's not processed. Nothing's been taken out of it. Here we have some oatmeal. Oatmeal is the best for you in the morning. I love oatmeal in the morning. It goes perfectly with eggs. Alright? We have some bread. We don't recommend having bread all the time. We recommend if you need a quick meal on the go ahead and get some bread. But get the whole grain bread over the white bread. Same thing as the rice. It hasn't been processed. So Zach, other than these three carbs, what are the carbs we can be eating to fuel our bodies during the day?
We have sweet potatoes, regular potatoes. We have leafy green vegetables that you can be eating at night, green beans, broccoli.
And do you recommend eating these type of carbs, like the rice, the bread, and the oatmeals late at night?
I don't.
What do you recommend?
Leafy green vegetables, green beans, broccoli, asparagus.
Alright, some of the negatives that we found in the dorm room were things like the Fruit Loops, we found chips, we got some candy up in here and popcorn. At the end of the day, we're all students. We're going to find these things in your dorm rooms, and even though we're athletes, we all slip every now and then. At the end of the day, all I want to do is be realistic with you guys and just try to limit these things. These aren't things that we want to have around. If you can keep them out of your room, out of your fridge, out of your cabinets, even better. But these are just things that are going to get you up You're going to get to practice, you're going to die out towards the end, you're not going to make it through your games. And at the end of the day, we're here to be the best athletes that we can be, not to be dying out midway. This stuff, let's just try to avoid them. I mean, stuff like Swiss rolls. Shane, what do we do with Swiss rolls?
We get this crap out of here!
All in all, I think you had a pretty good room. You got a good source of proteins, good carbs. One thing that we do need to stay away from is some of these fats. Not going to help you on the field and in the weight room. But all in all, pretty good room. Good choices you're making. And remember,
Eat for purpose, not for pleasure.